as you can see on your screens, the body is stripped in the national flag. These are the pallbearers, I assume, sitting on the military truck, moving with military regalia plus actually gloves, automatic white gloves with shields and trousers, of course. As you can see, this is what we're waiting for to supposed to happen at 8:15. So protesters will go on, and clearly military is putting manpower here. And of course, we understand that family will also be following this particular procession very soon, very sure. Of course, also foot riders, but military police also walking besides this particular procession that you're walking with. The sound they say that the body will be escorted also by the family members, and I guess the entourage that you are seeing there, all the way to behind there, inside, even with military police vehicles are accompanying them, with the family members accompanying the body of the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi all the way through Valley Road, Kenyatta Avenue, and finally to Parliament Building. So it's going to lay its state from today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, ahead of the Tuesday state funeral here in the capital, Nairobi. And there you see it here, you see in front there a very slow pace by that mid truck. On the sides are outriders with all riding them on full military ceremonial dressing. There you have it going all the way in a very slow pace in terms of, you've noticed that members of the public who are standing at the sides of the road have not been told to move, but they are being put in order just to observe the body of the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi making its way to Parliament buildings, where our very own Francis Gashui is on standby to receive this very. But where we are now, and I recall the government officials yesterday saying that funeral service that will take place at Nyayo Stadium, and indeed what will be happening in Kabarak, that's open to the public. There will be no invitations, and they've also made arrangements to ensure that members of the public can follow those proceedings.
In four
They will be
different
having
locations,
yes,
that's right?
in four different locations. I think the fourth one is the one that the family is yet to advise on, but there will be in Sacho, there will be in Cabernet Town, and at
exactly.
Afraha Stadium in Nakuru, to just enable everybody to do this. And remember, the media also as well live throughout this procession
And
as it makes its
it
way.
makes one wonder what kind of week we've had, because it is Tuesday morning, Yvonne, at about 5:20 a.m. when President Daniel Arap Moi was passed on, and of course we got that alert across the country, that presidential proclamation,
Right.
and at 8:20 a.m. his body was taken to the Lee Funeral Home.
Yes.
And from there, obviously, that's sort of a raft of activities, government moving into full swing, military taking over, because this is a state funeral with all the trappings that come with civilian and military honors as well. And yes, we now have a closer shot, actually, of the vehicle, that the gun carriage that's drawing the platform carrying the coffin, and you can see the flag of Kenya there covering the coffin of the body of the second president of the Republic of Kenya, a man who had many terms, professor of politics, amongst others,
Nyayo, that's right.
And many other terms that were used to describe him.
Yes. As we take a look at this convoy making its way to Parliament Road, let's speak to Raquel Muigai, who is along the convoy. She's on Valley Road, actually. Raquel, tell us a bit more about what you're seeing. Members of the public, we saw some people there. What's the sort of activity? What's the mood? Raquel Muigai, can you hear me? All right. Well, we try and get a hold of Raquel, who's on Valley Road.
You'll be keen to get to hear from her if there are any unique insights from where she is. So we're kind of watching from afar, but where she is, there could be more that she could tell us, and we'll probably try and get her on as quickly as we can.
And even as we do that, you can take a look at members of the public. Very few. Obviously, it's still early morning for a Saturday. But there's a couple of them who seem to be trying to just walk and make their way in there. And it's important to note that the family is escorting this procession.
They should be in that minivan.
They
just
could be
behind.
in that minivan behind. This is, and so it's now making its way into Parliament buildings, where it
the casket and the body of, the casket bearing the body of the late President Daniel Arap Moi will lie in state for the next 3 days. Heavy security presence outside Parliament. It is from here that all members of the public will have an opportunity to view the body and pay their last respects. I believe at the viewing of the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, members of the public were allowed about 5 seconds each to just view the body and pay their last respects. We'll wait to see how this one will be conducted.
All right, Yvonne, let me bring in a man now who knows a bit more about what's going on the screen right now. Let me introduce Brigadier Ahmed Mohamed, a former Kenyan military brigadier general. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yes, and of course, we are now observing what's happening on our screens. And of course, you can now come in at this time and just give us better insights into what's happening right now and what we can expect to see over the next hour or so at the Parliament buildings.
Thank you very much, Wahenya and Yvonne. What we are seeing now is the body of the late president having been taken off the gun carriage and transported into Parliament. And that coffin right now is being under charge of Brigadier General and 6 officers of the rank of Colonel who are accompanying